Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Kshitij Gupta. I am a third year mechanical engineering student at ZSCT AMU. Today we are gathered here to discuss uh, to improve our communication skills. Uh, Now ask other members also to introduce themselves.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Ahmed Wahab. I'm a third year mechanical engineering student at CTAMU. Uh, so, Tabib,
Okay, Tabib, you can now introduce yourself.
Hello, yeah. Hello everyone. I'm Tabib Ahmed. I am a third year physics student from Aligarh Muslim University, and I've come here to, of course, improve my communication skills and be a good public speaker.
Okay, so who should take the initiative to start first?
I'll take the initiative. Hello. Hello.
So anyone can start by asking question to other person.
Uh, Kshitij, you're trying to say something because I think there's some network lag on your end. I think your sentence was incomplete.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, you're audible now.
Okay. So I said that if somebody has any question, he can start by asking the question to other person. Okay. So let me ask the question to Wahab. So my question is, what would you do if you are not pursuing engineering?
what would I do if I'm not pursuing engineering?
Yes.
Okay, that
Can
is
I
a
answer this
very good
question?
question. That is a
Uh,
very good question.
okay. You can both answer this question.
I
First of
I
all,
would say
yes.
okay. I would go first. Then Tabib can answer. I would say if I knew the scopes of different field as early as like ninth grade or 10th grade. So uh, I would most probably have chosen to be a doctor, not an engineer. Uh, I'm telling this after considering all the fields that I know about right now, all the fields, technical fields, and other government government fields and other fields like uh, IAS, RAS. These fields which uh, like uh, I can say um, I think would have been doctor would have been the best choice for me after considering all these fields because I cannot say that I'm a very passionate engineer. I have interest in mechanical machines and what they're working, but my interest mostly lies in the working of human body. I love to know about different kind of diseases, how surgeries work, how technological advancement in medical field is going on, and this actually happened when I remember when I was in like second year of my engineering. Uh, I was visiting a family member in hospital for about 3 to 4 hours. I was sitting there and I was looking at the ongoing process of the medical, how they worked, how they handled patients, how the doctors uh, uh, diagnosed and other things. And I was like fascinated by the uh, amount of work they have to do and how I believe that doing this kind of work give a different kind of satisfaction to people. Like doctors save lives, so like this is one of the best profession in the world, and I was just very attracted to this field of saving lives, I can say. Most of the doctors were like uh, uh, the patient I was visiting was in ICU actually. So I actually saw deaths in that ICU. Like at night, I was visiting, and there was this patient, and when I came back in morning, that patient had been removed from the ICU. So I asked one of the nurses what happened, and she told that that patient passed away at night. So I was like really like I can say odd at the situation of the hospital, how like uh, strong hearted these people are to face these patients who are hanging to life by just a thread, and how they uh, like in emergency also I saw that many injured patients were coming in, and how doctors were running after these patients, and like they were shouting instructions to nurses and other like staff, and do this and do that, and get ready for this and get ready for this, get the OR ready, and things like these. This fascinated me very much, and I believe that if I had known how this field worked early in my uh, life, so I would have uh, most probably chosen doctor as my job. So
Okay, Vaibhav. So, what did
hello.
you led you to become an engineer? I can say you have seen
What
these
led
things
me to
in,
become an engineer?
yeah, you have seen these
Like
things. In
I
fact,
said
in
that
okay,
no, I said earlier that I was fascinated by mechanical machines and their working. So that's why I was interested in being an engineer. First of all, I was not very interested in the field of mechanical engineering. I was interested in the field of engineering actually, uh, mostly of electronics, how chips and how computer softwares and these things work. But when I got introduced to mechanical, I was also interested in these things. But after like second year, when I visited a patient and a family member in hospital, and I saw the working of hospital, that is what like I can say was like awed me to a very huge extent.
okay. So now, Tabib, it's your turn to answer this same question. Why do you choose BSc, and what would you choose if you have not chosen BSc in physics?
See, I have a broader answer to this question because the circumstances at the time of my admission were very, very, I would say, challenging to me because uh, I wasn't prepared for my BTech entrance examination in 2020, and apart from that, I also had this compulsion of staying at AMU because there's some uh, there's some what should I say stigma that is associated when you are coming back to your home from a nice university. So I wasn't ready for that. If I'd left AMU at that point in time and joined some private college at my home, then I would have been uh, uh, I would have been mocked by my neighbors and my family members. So I didn't want that. The only option that was left for me to stay in AMU, and I wasn't qualified for AMU BTech entrance exam. So the only choice I was left with to take the admission in BSc. That was my sole purpose. I did not have any interest. Yeah, I did have an interest in physics, but I did not have as a strong interest in physics that I would go and choose physics in my undergrad. So there were many options available to me. Chemistry, I was confused between chemistry and physics. Even I did not get a rank to get me computer science. So I was given three options: mathematics, chemistry, and physics. Out of the three, I was fascinated by physics the most. So that is the reason I went into physics. Now coming to your second question, and coming to your another question, the answer of your yeah, coming to the another answer of your question, that what would I do if I were not in BSc physics? The answer is I would have been doing BTech in computer science, of course, if I got that branch. But unfortunately, the competition for that branch is too cutthroat, I would say. So I would have gone with any branch that I would get at that point in time. Again, it would have not been my choice. It would have been choice of the circumstances because I was a student of mathematics, and the best option I could have had is to go with BTech. But now coming back to my class 10th, I had a strong interest in my biology. Okay, so as he said, I have said that he had this interest to learn about the machinery of a human body. I also did have this interest to learn about the machinery of human body. But unfortunately, uh, because of that rat race in my school back in my class 10th, everybody was obsessed with taking the mathematics, and it was considered as some sort of social status. If you are opting mathematics, then it means that you are somebody who is above average. And if you are opting biology, then it is just because you didn't get mathematics by your school, because there was some certain mass criteria at my school. There was some certain criteria at my school in my class 10 that if you will get 80% of marks in your class 10, more than 80% marks, only then you will get the mathematics in your class 11. So mostly people who opt for biology were those people who did not get 80% marks in their class 10. So I did not want to be a part of that group because it was considered as below average. So still, if you have any interest in biology, you'll be looked at somebody who is not so competitive. So that is the reason why I had this mindset that being a mathematician of choosing mathematics mean that you are above average, and everybody wants to be above average in his opinion, in his own sight. So when I came to AMU, the situation was entirely different. People were running after opting for biology instead of mathematics, but still uh, 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 that prejudice I had in my mind was not letting me to choose any other subject apart from mathematics. So I went with mathematics, and the only option that is left for a person with mathematics is to go with engineering. The best option, I would say. If we talk about the Indian scenario. So I was preparing for my BTech entrance examination, but I did not get the selection, and unfortunately, I ended up in taking the admission in BSc because, as I told you, I could not get back to my hometown for further studies. And I always wanted to, and I had this passion about learning about the machinery of human body, but still, because of that rat race in my class 10th, I chose something that I wasn't supposed to choose. And now I'm at a position wherein I hate my academics, and I did not perform any well in my academics in the last 3 years, and soon in 1.5 months I think it is going to be completed, and my final exams are going to start. But still I hate my academics, and I regret the decision of taking mathematics in my class 11th, and I still think that I wish that I would have gone with biology instead of mathematics in my class 10, because there's something that that's common among the people. This is what you just said, that your name matches your personality. So my name is Tabib, which means a doctor. Okay, so Tabib means a doctor, and people say that if you have opted biology, then you would have qualified NEET in the very first attempt because your name matches your personality and you are born to be a doctor. This is what people say. Well, I don't believe in superstitions, but this is something that is impacting your temperament, that is impacting your mindset. Like, you are being motivated by the people just because of your name. So that will somehow that will somehow motivate you at one level or the other. So I would have chosen to be a doctor, and yeah, that would have been the case with me. Thank you.
What about Kshitij? What would you have chosen if not mechanical engineering?
My answer is also similar as a few guys. I will also choose biology as my subject, and I was very sure of choosing biology till the date when we had a counseling for choosing the branches in AMU. But the things changed when I met my friends, and most of my friends are choosing mathematics, and those who said that they will choose biology are also choosing mathematics. And similarly, my family and my friends also wants me to choose mathematics. Still, I love biology so much that I was able to get them convinced that I will be choosing biology as my subject. But when my school friends are choosing mathematics, what happened with my mind at the time, I don't remember. I was like it was an instinct that came to my mind that I would choose mathematics and it will help me because many of my friends who are good in academics are choosing mathematics. And if I were not choose mathematics at that time, then I would be left alone with new students in my class, and I don't want to take that risk because I was a kind of shy person, and I don't used to get mingle with the new person's personalities very much. So I decided to choose mathematics as my subject. Talking about my interest in biology, I can say that in my class 9th and 10th, I read half of the biology books of class 11th and 12th. I read the whole morphology and anatomy, I can say, and I usually solve weekly magazines of biology for NEET examinations. I remember one of the magazines was MTG for NEET, and it is one of the good magazines that I have ever solved. And it has a pinch of, I can say, humor in the questions, because most of the questions are very, very logical, and it strikes your area 14 in your mind, which usually gives you a sense of humor, and it increases your interest in the subject. But it is said that everything happens for a reason. I can say that I was born on 17th of September, and this day is celebrated as Vishwakarma Puja. Vishwakarma is the engineer of the gods. He designed several of the weapons and buildings for God. And my grandfather said that he was born on a Vishwakarma day. My grandfather was also a mechanical engineer. He used to work in Tata Industries. So he said that my grandson will be an engineer one day and he will make us proud. So this thing happened. I wanted to choose biology, but ultimately I am end up with choosing mathematics and engineering as my future. I can say I have choose engineering as a consequence. I am an engineer as a consequence.
Mm, okay. That was
But
actually
ultimately,
you both have
I
like
like I like
uh,
mechanical engineering very much. I am
you,
excelling in my field. I can say
you
I have a pretty good
This
academics,
is
and
where the
definitely
difference
will
is.
be
You
ending
like
up
your
in.
mechanical engineering, and I hate my academics.
It happens when you take the risk of choosing that branch or that thing in life which you don't know about, and you are completely dependent on the luck and what will happen in future. It only depends. It is a probability that you will like the subject. You can't say with certainty that you will like the subject. So you cannot predict
hmm,
how what will happen with you after choosing this subject. So, but there's a one thing, like we
And to
have
the
to accept what is
yeah.
happening in the present with us to make the future most beneficial for us.
And to the people who are watching this meeting, I'd like to suggest them that you are at a juncture of your life wherein you are going to decide whether you are going to opt biology or mathematics. Then please don't listen to anybody apart from yourself. Just listen to yourself, listen to your passion, listen to your enthusiasm, listen to your own interests, own area of interest, and go along with it. Don't listen to anyone apart from you, because this can be one of the biggest mistakes of your life, and later on you will regret. So
Exactly.
instead of uh, instead of blaming yourself for the decision you made uh, in your past, I think you should not be making those silly decisions, and you should be a little practical. I know this happens with everyone. Okay, the family pressure for people who want to like if you belong to the family of a doctor, of doctors, and if you have an interest in engineering with machines, then obviously you will have that pressure from your family members to go with biology. But you'll have to go against them, because if you opt biology for the sake of them, then at the end of the day you'll regret choosing that subject you did not have any interest. And ultimately, even if you will become a doctor, then you won't be a good doctor. Like what Farhan said in Three Idiots to his dad, that father, I have no interest in engineering, I have an interest in wildlife photography, and even if I become an engineer, then I'll be a really bad engineer. So this is the same case with all of us. So we should be very careful. This is the biggest decision of your life, I would say. Even I would consider it to be a bigger option than a marriage, because you are choosing your life partner. It's not that risky, because ultimately uh, uh, your partner is going to be somebody who is a stranger if you get into that arranged marriage, and you cannot know a person before marrying himself completely. Even if you are in a relationship, then it is impossible for you to know each and everything, every habit of that person, his mindset, his behavior. Practically it is impossible to know everything. And when you are in love with somebody, you like each and every activity of him or her. So I think this decision is one of the biggest, in fact, I would say the biggest decision of your life that can impact the rest of your life. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Because
Exactly.
currently, I am in a deep regret. I am in a deep regret.
Hmm.
I blame myself for the decision why I opted mathematics, because till 10th, class 10th, I was interested in mathematics as much as I was interested in biology. But when I came in class 11th, I don't know what happened to me, or the kind of concepts that were taught in class 11th. They were completely different. They were completely different from what we were taught in class 10th. And I was too freaked out when I actually saw them, because I did not ever expect mathematics to be like that. It was horrific for me.
I would
Exactly.
also like to add, when this should happen, or this should be done, that the students of 9th 10th especially should be like given counseling by their seniors, by their teachers, especially if you have like uh, brother or sister who is like in 9th and 10th class, or something like that, that they should learn about all the fields as much as possible, learn how these fields work, learn what you have to know to work in these fields, the skills you should have. Then you should decide that, okay, this fields look best for me, so that you don't actually regret later that, oh, I should have gone in that field, or I should have gone there. If you choose what you thought is best early on, then you would not regret it as being like, I could have done better in that field or this field. So if you know early on that what you are going to face in the future, so it always helps for you to be ready, and it will lead to a better result if you just dive into any field because of peer pressure or family pressure, and then later regret that, oh, I should not have chosen this one. Something most of the youth do.
Definitely,
Correct, I
I
agree.
can say don't fall prey of those relatives, those who say that, those who feared you up by
Because
saying that you
they
will get
they
into
are they are
trouble
not
one
gonna
day.
come to save you at the times of challenge. Okay, they are gonna be because relatives, especially relatives, there is no scope for relatives. Okay, you can listen to your mother, you can listen to your father, because ultimately they want your best. But I think that in many Indian families, they are short of knowledge, because the scenario at that time was quite different from what is currently the scenario is. So I think they do not want our bad. They just want us to be safe, and they want our best. So this is what happens. But still, you should be a little. I would say sharp. You should be a little smart in listening to everyone. Listen to everybody and do as you feel.
On this point, I do not completely agree with you, Tabib. You should have to listen the opinions of your relatives, those who are in the big positions, because they have experienced something which they are sharing with you, but not completely agree to them. You have to first of all analyze those things according to you. Uh, if you are able to cope up with the thing that he or she is saying, then you should go ahead with this thing. Otherwise, don't go with the advice what they are saying. But many
No,
of the
listen,
relatives
listen.
are in a
Actually,
big position,
what
and
happens? Let me make it more clear. So what happens that relatives actually give you a plenty of options. Okay, they'll say that if you do the engineering, then it is for sure that you will be getting a job somewhere. So you will not be jobless. You will not be unemployed. This is what they are gonna say. But if you don't have
uh,
any interest in
not
engineering, then what's gonna
completely. They
happen?
will not gonna say these things. For example, we are engineers. We will be telling our juniors, don't go to pursue
No, that is a
engineering,
different thing.
but
Seniors
seniors are also relatives. Like I when I will be in the office, when I will be around that age, when my relatives will be pursuing engineering, then I will definitely say that so those persons don't pursue engineering just because many of your friends are pursuing engineering.
this
But
this
I
case
don't
is
think
very
so
odd.
that they.
This case is very odd because people want you to be on the safe side. They don't look at your interest. They just be practical and they just give you the best option for yourself. Okay, so
I don't think so.
they'll
I
not
don't
say
think
that.
so. Every relative will do this. Do this. Those who have experienced the same thing. They will not say this to you. Relatives are not your enemies. They will not suggest you anything
No.
bad for you.
Okay,
But
Kshitij, you can have a history of engineers in your in the list of your relatives, but I don't have any engineer in my in the list of my
that's why I'm
relatives.
saying
Most,
not every relative is
yeah.
sharing bad for you. Those who are not, who have not experienced the same things, they may say the things which are not very clear to you or not very relative to you, which you can't relate with. But
Mostly people
many of the
people who will come to throw their knowledge to you, who will give a lot of who will say a lot, will be those who know almost little to nothing about that particular field, who has nothing to do with that particular field they are asking you to choose. So mostly you will get those people giving you the advices. So
but the
a
current youth
person.
is smart enough not to listen to the advices. Those who haven't experienced the same things, they should listen to those who have experienced the same things. But on listening to those advices also, I am saying that don't fall prey to the advices completely. Just interpret those advices. Think about your condition, think about your situation. If you are interested in the same subject in which your relative is asking you to pursue, then go ahead with the thing by analyzing all the difficulties, pros and cons of the career which they are saying about, and then decide the branch you wanted to take.
Okay. So I think it's enough for today, and we shall meet with a new topic a day after tomorrow, as we won't be conducting any meeting tomorrow because of this occasion of Eid. We'll be having a holiday tomorrow, and the meeting will continue from a day after tomorrow onwards. So yeah, see you guys then.
Okay.
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 Bye.
Bye everyone. Good night.